Hi everyone, it's Miss Marci. Today we're going to do some drawing activities to help us build a big picture. Today we're going to build a picture by using different patterns, lines, colours and shapes. So I'm going to start off with my purple crayon and I'm going to make the letter E. But I'm not going to lift my crayon off the paper. I'm just going to keep making letter E's. It doesn't matter if the E's are different. It doesn't matter if some are a little smaller, some are a little bigger, if some are a little wobbly. What we are doing is using the same colour and filling our page up to create our artwork. Oh, I've made a mistake. It's okay. There we go. Sometimes when we're making artworks, we make mistakes, and that's okay. We just keep going. And I'm almost done filling the page. Next thing is I'm going to pick a different colour and I'm going to pick green for this part. And I'm going to colour in the little gaps that are left behind, the little hole of the E. Now you can take a lot of care with this and try to keep it in the lines and colour it in perfectly, or you can give it a little rough scribble. It doesn't really matter what you choose to do. What we are worrying about is making sure that we do the same thing for all of them and create a nice pattern. You might choose to paint every third one green, or you might choose to do them all different colours. Oh, there's a lot of circles to colour in. Oh, there we go. Almost done. You could do this like a race with a friend, a brother or sister, your teacher, or mum or dad. Maybe you could do it with someone else that's in your family. Oh, there we go. Next thing we're going to add are some wavy lines. Some squiggly lines in between with my blue crayon. And I'm going to go over it again to make it really squiggly. Make sure my crayon is all the way out. Lots of squiggly lines. Now I'm going to get my watercolours and I'm going to pick a nice bright colour. I'm going to pick red. So I'm going to go round and round the garden to pick up as much red paint as I can. My brush is wet with some water. And I'm going to paint over my crayons. If you don't have watercolours, you can use some food colouring that's mixed with water. Or some red paint that's mixed with water so that it's nice and thin. Can you see how the crayons resist the paint. That means that we can still see all the beautiful colours from our crayons. Almost done. Fill that up. And there we go. Part 1 of our pattern making and drawing activity is done. Let's try something different. This time I want to do circles. And I only used a little bit of green last time, so this time I want to use dark green, light green, and some yellow. I'm going to start off with yellow in the middle, and I'm going to draw some dots. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 dots. You can draw as many or as little as you like. There we go. Now I'm going to get my light green and I'm going to draw a circle around the dots. This kind of reminds me of green eggs and ham. Now I'm going to get my dark green and I'm going to draw lines to join up my circles all the way around. Now I'm going to get my watercolours again, and this time I think I'll choose blue. And I'm going to paint over all the crayons again. And the crayons will resist the watercolour again. And the crayon colours will come through. And there we have it. The second part of our pattern and drawing making activity. And for our last pattern drawing activity, I'm going to use my brown and yellow crayons. I'm going to draw some nice organic shapes. So one big wobbly round shape, 3 small circles, one long worm-like shape, one bean, and maybe one more bean, just a little bit different. And I'm going to join up some lines to these shapes. So I'm going to start off by adding some straight lines to the circles to make them look like little suns. By joining up lines with shapes, we start to build a picture. I chose brown for this bit, but you can choose whatever colour you like. I'm going to add another circle inside and a dot in the middle. They kind of look like eyes. With this one, I'm going to draw a circle inside again and join it with a line. Then I'm going to use my scallop shape to to go all around the edge. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. We are working on building patterns and drawing shapes and lines. For this one here, I'm going to try using the E pattern. Whoa, that's tricky. There we go. This one I'm just going to fill up with lots of little lines, just like that. Giving myself a little break. And this one I'm going to put the scallop pattern on the inside. Oh, now that looks like a scary mouth. We're going to use the watercolors again, but this time we're going to do something a little different. We're going to paint each one a different color. So we're doing red for the circles and orange for the middle. If you don't have watercolors, you can always use food coloring, or you can color them in with pencils or crayons, or use whatever you have on hand. You can also water down some poster paint or some acrylic paint. Make it nice and thin so that the crayon can still resist it. Painting this one purple. This big germy kind of worm shape can be blue. This one that looks a bit like a potato can be green. I'm going to add some yellow all around these. And some red around this one. Maybe some pink for the middle of this one. And different blue around that. There we have it. Our third part of our pattern and drawing activity. We could use these to build different pictures. If you look behind me, you'll see the artworks of Kusama Yayoi. In fact, she's actually hiding right there. You can see in the artworks there are a lot of bright colors, different shapes, lots of lines and patterns that make up those pictures. We're going to use what we've made in our drawing activities to make our own Kusama Yayoi artwork. I've got my shapes here and I'm just going to cut them out. You can cut them out however you like. You might like to cut them so that they are a different shape altogether. So this one's a round shape. Or you might like to cut it following the pattern around the edge. what you choose to do is all up to you. Each artwork will be different based on what you choose to put in it and how you choose to build it. What makes an artwork interesting is using lots of different ways of making it that you enjoy or that help you tell your story. Oh, I like this potato shaped one. I'm going to cut this one out very carefully. If cutting out is tricky for you, you can always ask someone for help. Oh, only a couple more to go. For this next bit, we're going to need our glue stick because we are going to glue our funny shapes over our patterns that we've made. Oh, almost done. Last snip. And we are finished cutting. Move my rubbish to the side. Pop that in the recycling in a little bit. And now I'm going to choose where I put my shapes. That's funny. It looks like a face. There we go. They both kind of look like faces. This one looks like a potato nose monster, and this one looks a bit jumbled up. I'm gonna get my glue stick. And put glue on the back to stick my pieces in place. You can make lots of different ones of these and make a grid to build up your artwork. You could try and experiment and make some with faces, some with shapes, and see how different and interesting you can make it. If you're making these with other people, like family or friends, you can join them all up. You could even make these with people that you're not with, and then share photos of them and make a grid artwork digitally. So I think we might try that next. Okay, now we have 4 different pictures. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'm going to use my phone to take a photo of each of the pictures so that I can join them up digitally for a collage. So I take a photo, click, and the next one, click, and the next one, and the last one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use an app called Collage, but any app that can do collages will work. I just like Collage because it's free. And I'm going to pick the pictures that I want to use in my collage. And I'm going to play around with the size and the type of grid that I'm using so that I can build up my artwork. Just moving them around a bit, making them a little bit bigger. And I think I'm happy with that. So I'm going to press done and save it to my library. And voila! And just like that, you'll have a digital collage that you can share with family and friends. Happy art making!